Okay, so good. Okay, so let's have our first example. So let's read the first example. An aircraft carrier is traveling forward with a velocity of 50 km per hour. At the instant shown, the plane at A has just taken off and has attained a forward horizontal airspeed of 200 km per hour, measured from still water. If the plane at B is traveling along the runway of the carrier at 175 km per hour in the direction shown, which is like a 15 degrees deviation shift from the direction of plane A, the question is determine the velocity of A with respect to B. Okay, so let's identify then correctly what type of velocity is given. Is it relative? Is it absolute? No, for A and B and the aircraft carrier. So this is 1.71. 1.71. Okay. 1.71. Let's identify the given. First is an aircraft carrier is traveling forward with a velocity of 50 km per hour. So it's not explicit whether it is absolute or relative. So it is traveling with respect to the water. So it is safe to assume that it is absolute velocity because our still water is the absolute frame of reference. So 50 km per hour is the absolute speed of the aircraft carrier. Let's call it VC. Okay, 50 kilometer per hour or kph. Okay, next. At the instant shown, the plane at A has just taken off and has attained a forward horizontal airspeed of 250 per hour. That is the speed of plane A, but the plane A is traveling or is leaving the aircraft carrier, which has a forward velocity of 50 km per hour. So the 200 km per hour measured from still water galing ang normal. Kung nagsiling lang with horizontal airspeed of 200 km per hour, it may be confusing, no? Because of course that is the absolute velocity of the plane A with respect to carrier or relative velocity of plane A with respect to the carrier. Okay, so ang iyang actual or absolute speed in that case is 150 km per hour lang. If wala given, if wala additional date information measured from still water. But the fact that it says here that 200 km per hour is measured from still water, it means 200 km per hour is with respect to the water, meaning it is also absolute 200 km per hour. That's the plane A. Plane A is 200 km per hour. Mhm. Now, next, if the plane at B is traveling along the runway of the carrier at 175 km per hour in the direction shown, okay, wala sa additional na detail, it means that 175 km per hour is relative to the carrier, runway of the carrier, meaning that is the relative velocity of B with respect to C, that is VB slash C, not just VB, okay? VB slash C is 175, which is equals to VB minus VC, okay? Ang yung ano ni, complete is 15 degrees. All right. Now, what's the question? The question is the velocity of A with respect to B. What's required of us is velocity of A with respect to B, which is of course equivalent to VA minus VB. Now, we need to find the absolute velocities of A and B. Do we have VA? Yes, we already have VA here. The only thing that is missing is VB. We can find VB using this equation because we need to find the line VC. If we have VC, we have VBC, then we'll get VB. If we have VA and VB, then we'll get VA slash B. Okay, so let's try to solve this problem. First, let's solve VB. Okay, here VB is equals to VB slash C plus VC. Correct? Okay. So we have VBC, we have VC. We can solve for B. Okay. So there are two ways to solve this problem. There are two methods that you can choose. One is using scalar approach, and the other is using vectorial approach or vector approach. In the vector approach, you need to use sine law, cosine law, and other geometry approach like polygon method or parallelogram method. While in scalar approach, you don't need those. You just need a coordinate system. You just need to decompose the vectors into x and y components if your system is Cartesian coordinate. So let's do both now para ma-verify tayo if ang answer is correct. First, I'm gonna do the scalar approach, okay? So scalar approach, we just need to decompose these two into horizontal and vertical components. First, let's do VBX, VB slash CX plus VCX, okay? So VBC slash X is equals to 175 times cosine 15, right? This is 175 cosine 15 degrees. Tadi siya. Ang ini ang yang horizontal component. While ang vertical is ang ini arrow. Karon pa siya. What about VC? VC is just 50 kilometers to the right. So we just need to add 50. So VBX is equals to 175 plus 15 plus 50 is 219. 219.04. 219.04 kph. Of course, this is to the right. What about VBY? VBY is equals to VB slash CY plus VCY. VBC's Y is just 175 times sine 15. And VCY, according to the given, is 0 because VC is perfectly horizontal. So VVY is equals to 25 sine 15 is 45.3. Okay, so the resultant, sorry. The resultant is of course the combination of these two. The angle is arctan By over Vx, which is equal to arctan Vby is 45.30. VBY. VBX is 219.04. 11.68. Horizontal equals to 223.67. So 223.67 dph, and this is positive. This is 11.68 degrees. This is the relative velocity of plane B with respect to the absolute velocity of B with respect to the steel wall. Okay, so kung 15 degrees to siya. Okay. Galing, meron pa ito some forward velocity sa aircraft carrier, which is 50. So natabo nag-resultant siya. Ang geometric yung geometric yung equivalence it is. Bali meron ito sa BC, no? Na 15 degrees. So meron man ito sa bilang BBC, ta 175. Ang ato yung aircraft carrier is ng 50. So, resultant is the parallelogram. Sorry, ato na B, di ba? Ang geometric meaning, interpretation sa resultant. So, that's why nagamaya ito ng like 11.68 na siya. Then, nag-increase ito niya final arrow, which is VB 223.67 per hour. That's the absolute velocity of B. Now, you can use this one to solve the velocity of A with respect to B. Okay. But if your method is still using scalar, I think it's better na madali ka lang ma-stop off, because you can use this sa next calculation. So mas better na hindi mo siya combine na if wala pa natapos ang calculation. Okay, so let's continue. Beta. Sorry. VA/B. VA/B. Okay. VA/B is VA minus VB. We already have VB, and according to given, we also have VA, which is 200 km/h. Okay. So VA/VX is VA x minus VB x. VAX is 200 minus VBX, which is 219.04. They are both to the right. So VA 200 minus is negative 19.03. Negative 19.03 04. Okay. Let's go to VAB/VABY. So VAB y is equals to VAY minus VBY. Now VAY is 0. Okay. VBY is 45.30. So the answer is negative 45.30 kph. Okay. So we now have VA/B, the relative velocity of A with respect to B, using only scalar form. Now, let's go back to the question. What is really the question? The question is the velocity of A with respect to B. When we say velocity, there are two ways you can express the answer. One is vector notation, and the other one is scalar notation. In scalar notation, this is scalar notation. Because you have the magnitude, you have the direction. Well, the vector notation, yeah, is the components in terms of vector units, like or direction or unit vector, or direction vector using ijk, something like that. Common siyang vector notation because both qualify man sa question nga, they are velocities. Unless the question is specifically asked nga, what is the magnitude of the velocity? Tapos naghatag ng vector notation, then that is not quite correct because hindi po siya final nga answer. You need to do kategorya para makakuha ka sa magnitude para sa result. So ang better answer is scalar, kaya rapi ang magnitude. Pero kung sinabi niya determine the velocity, you have actually two options. Hindi siya mo naka-specific. So we can answer in two ways. One is VA/V is equals to negative 19.04 I minus 45.30 J kph. This is the velocity, relative velocity respectively. But of course, if you have other option, you can also express in scalar form. Okay. 9. Negative. They're both negative. $67. Let's verify it using vectors A/B. Let's add arrow. VC is horizontally to the right, VA is horizontally to the right. VC is of course arrow. Question is B/B. B/C is this. Okay. So that is VB. That is VB. So 14 sa ito na lang. VA/B is this. Oh, sorry. So ang ating BAB which is ang muna siyang inapalita is equals to VA minus VB. We have VA, ang VA tari 200. Let me just redraw them. This is VA. That is 200. VB is 223. Basta siya. Okay. This is VB at 11.68. So this is the VA/B. VA/B means the arrow originate from the head of the A. From the head of the B, sorry. From the head of the B. That's why nga the angle, final angle is this, which is 67.20. That's 67.20 degrees. Not in the direction. A/B meaning ang arrow mahalin sa head sa B. That is the yep, as verified using another approach, which is the vector approach, if indeed the answers are correct. Okay, so let's do from the start, from Dri pa lang ako, VB pa lang. Let's do it vectorially. VB, VBC 175, VBC and VC50. Okay. BC, so using vectorial approach. Guinness-Savoia is the scalar approach niya. So VB which is 50. Aircraft carrier C. VC is 50. VB slash C grade 175. And this is of course 15. 15 degrees. And our first equation is the resultant sum. So, this is VB slash C plus VC is equals to VB. Okay, so we can use can we use cosine law? No. Is ang ating angle sa natuan sa dua. Actually, pwede Japan. If this is 15 degrees, this is 180 minus 15 is 165. This is 165. So if that is 165, then this is also 165. Okay, so let's do the cosine law. Cosine law is VB squared is equals to VC squared plus VB plus C squared minus 2 AB cosine 165 degrees. Correct? Let's plug them in. VC is 50, 175, correct? 50, 175 minus 2, 50, 175, cosine 165 degrees, and square root of that is 50 squared plus 175 squared times 2 times 50 times 175 times cosine 165 is 444. Ooh, that's not the same as what we get here, 223. BC 50, VBC 175. Wait, let's do them again. 50 squared plus 175 squared minus 2 times 50 times 175 times cosine 165. 223 sa lahat ng calculation. 223.67 dB. So if we can check sa baba, ito may diferensya na. So this is our VBC using vectorial approach. If you are comfortable using like mga geometry, mas lasig pa rin siya compared sa scalar approach. Ako mas preferred ko rin sa sa scalar approach. Next, let's do the sine law. Okay, sorry nga ako na pauna ang angle. Okay, ang isyong angle. Oops. Okay, I'm gonna draw. Oops. Drawing na po. Ang isyong angle, the same as sa sine angle. Sabad. Hindi ko pa drawing. The same as sa angle. Hindi ko masyado makadrawing ako. The same na sila. So namin kinaka-respect siya sa x. They would like. Okay, so let's do sine law. So that is let's call it alpha na lang. Alpha. So the opposite of that is BBC. BBC over sine alpha. And we made sine size, which is 165. Opposite niya is BB. BB over sine 165. This is 165. Opposite niya is ang BB. BB. Right? So the sine alpha BBC is 175. Sine alpha BB is 223.67. Sine 165 degrees. Our alpha should be ano to? 11 something. Around 11.68. Let's check. That is correct. 223 divided sine 165. Then 175 divided by sine of that is 11.68. Okay, so finally the answer is, of course, 11.68 degrees. This is not yet the final answer lang. Lumitong to na siya. Dari na yun, no? Dari na yan. Dari na yan. We have BA na yun, which is 200 to the right. Okay, let's do it again. That's exactly the same na ginagawa ng step. First, we have to draw the line para namin. This is VA. This is 200. Ang BB ito mas wala pa gumay. And subong, ang angle na subong is hindi na 15, hindi. 11.68 degrees. Exactly the same again. But ang pinaka subong is BA slash B. BA slash B, meaning ang arrows mahalin sa heads ng B. Meaning pakatlo siya. Aring heads ng B, pakatlo to ang arrow. Okay, so first let's do again the cosine law. VA slash V squared equals to VB, VA squared plus VB squared minus 2AB cosine 11.68 degrees. So VA is 200, VB is 223 minus 200. 223.67 cosine 11.68 degrees. PA slash P should be so 200 squared plus 223 squared minus 2 times 200 times 223 times cosine 11.60. Square of this is 49.13. So the same siya. Okay, check this below. Yeah, 49.13. And okay, okay, okay. So let's find this angle. You can also, ano no, mas namin. Ayo, let's find the angle using two methods. Ang isa is arid. Kasabot. Ito kulura ko ay. Yeah. Ang isa yan, using arid. Natonto ko this mas advantage. Una ko talaga yung yellow. Ito yellow. Using yellow first sa ating sign law is, let's call this alpha and let's call this beta. So VA over sine alpha, let's pair it with VA slash B sine 11.68 degrees. Okay, so the result of this alpha is of course expected according to figure is that acute angle ang ato niya mabaton. So let's check if acute angle yan sa aton. PEB is 49.13 divided by sine 11.68. Then divide it to 200, which is VA. Then sine of that 55. 55.52. But of course, ang ato niya ginapakita is ang medyo, so ma-add pa tayo sa 11.68. Right? So this plus 11.68 degrees is 67.20, which is the same there. The same there, right? Because with respect niya sa horizontal. Okay? So what about the green part? Ang green part is obtuse, di ba? So masaling ka kabudla i-process obtuse. Obtuse, di ba? Ang advantage dito sa obtuse is that once makuha mo na siya, minus mo na lang siya sa 180 degrees. Sorry lang. Kanina siya. Complementary mo niya siya sa dariya. Dariya, ating pabilugan doon. Diba? Hindi pa ito kung anong proper term na siya sa geometry. Hindi mo na siya. Basta. Two parallel lines, no? And there is an accepting line. Ang ini siya. Kasi mo na siya sa answers. But again, ang ato na expectation is that the calculator will give us an obtuse angle. Let's try the mga target of obtuse angle. Again, using VB, this time VB over sine beta is equals to VAB sine 11.68 and the beta for this calculator VAB is 49.13 divided by sine 11.68. VB is 223.67. Sine of that is 67.2. 67.2. It did not give us obtuse, although expectation from the figure, it should give us obtuse, pero hindi mo na. Inataga niya kaya sa supplementary value. So mas dasig siya value. Taga niya dito sa 67.20 degrees. Okay. So the final answer would be kilometer per hour. Kilometer per hour, then 67.20. Yes. So that is the relative velocity of A with respect to B. Okay. So let's have another example.